Hello, so in this video we are going to be focusing on a higher GCSE maths topic which involves algebraic fractions. So this is our question. We are going to show that this can be written in the form 1 over x bracket x plus r close bracket, where r is an integer. So in this question we are looking at division. So what we're going to do first is think about our rules of fractions with division. Now, our rules of fractions of how we would divide just regular fractions is that we would keep the first fraction the same, we would change this to multiplication, and we would find the reciprocal of the last fraction. So some of you might remember that as flipping the fraction. So I'm just going to rewrite out that fraction now. So we've got 6x cubed over 9x squared minus 144. And we are changing our symbol to multiply. And we are finding the reciprocal of that second fraction. So we now have 3 bracket x minus 4 all over 2x to the power of 4. Now we need it to be a single fraction, so we're going to start looking at how we could simplify this. So there's different starting points that you could do. You may choose to factorise this down here into a double bracket first. Now if we factorise this, we are looking at the difference of two squares for 144 and 9. They are both square numbers. So what that is going to become is 3x minus 12 and 3x plus 12. All I have done, super quick and easy way to do it, is that we are going to square root the 9 and square root the 144. Now this only works because this is the difference of what we call the difference of two squares. So we've got the difference of two squares for the coefficient of x squared and for the number on the end. So this has now become this. Now if we expand out this bracket over here, we will end up with 3x minus 12. Now thinking back to our rules of fractions generally, if it is multiplication, we can look diagonally to see if we can do any simplifying. Now we have now got a 3x minus 12 here and a 3x minus 12 here. So those can now cancel each other out. We're now going to look going the other way. So we're going to look at the 6x cubed, and the 2x to the power of 4. Now we've got a 6 and a 2, so 2 will divide into both of them. So if we divide this one by 2 and this one by 2, this just becomes 1, and this will now become a 3. So we've now got 3x to the power of 3 and x to the power of 4. Now we can continue to cancel these down because thinking about what this means, this just means x times x times x times x. And this up here would just mean x times x times x. So if I was to write that out, I have got x times x times x and x times x times x times x. So thinking of our rules of simplifying, we can divide it by 3 lots of x like this. So this has now just become 1. And this over here has now just become x. Now obviously this is looking a little bit messy now, so we're going to start to look at how we could break this down and make it a bit easier to make sure that we fully simplified it. So if we look across the top, we've cancelled out this part here, this numerator. So all we're left as our numerator is 1. And now let's have a look at our sorry, not 1, 3. I forgot my 3. Let me put that there. So I've got my 3 there. Apologies. And then I'm going to look at my denominator. So I've got x here, and I've got 3x plus 12, which I'm going to put in a bracket like this. Now, if I look back at my question, always refer back to the question and look at the format. I'm nearly there, but I'm not quite there. So I know that this 3 now needs to become a 1. So for it to become a 1, I need to be able to divide everything by 3, which I can do. So if I divide everything by 3, or what you might choose to do first is expand this bracket out. Either way is absolutely fine. So if I go in and divide everything by 3, I will have now a numerator of 1, and I will have my denominator of x bracket 3 divided by 3 is just x, and 12 divided by 3 is plus 4. Check back at my question. It's now in the correct format. They do not want the bracket expanded, so I am going to leave it like this. That means my value for r is 4.